So you're thinking about diving into at-home DNA testing. And you've got TellmeGen and 23andMe on your radar.
Two of the big ones.
Yeah. Great choices. But how do you choose right?
It can be tough with all the options out there.
Exactly. So that's what we're here for.
To help you figure it all out.
Yes. In this deep dive, we're going to break down TellmeGen and 23andMe.
Their products, their strengths, weaknesses, the whole 9 yards.
So you can decide which DNA test is going to give you the insights you're looking for.
It's like trying to pick between two awesome restaurants.
Okay.
Both have amazing reviews.
Right.
But one might have that one dish you just got to try.
I love that analogy.
We're going to help you figure out which menu is right for you.
Perfect. Okay, let's start with the basics. TellmeGen.
Okay.
Spanish company founded in 2014.
Yeah.
Really pushing the boundaries of what these tests can do.
Super innovative.
They're all about making this information accessible.
To everybody.
Yes, to everyone. And they offer so many reports.
A crazy amount.
I'm talking over 400.
It's mind-boggling. What's really interesting is TellmeGen goes beyond just the typical stuff.
What do you mean?
Like your health risks and ancestry. They actually have a report on your genes and caffeine.
Seriously?
Yeah, like how your body processes it. So if you ever wondered why that afternoon coffee hits you harder than your friend?
TellmeGen might have the answer.
Exactly.
That is so cool. Okay, now 23andMe. Founded in 2006.
Yeah, one of the OGs in this space.
Right. They have built up a huge user base.
Over 14 million people.
That's a lot of DNA.
It's a lot of data.
And that brand recognition, right?
People trust them.
Yeah, they feel comfortable.
Absolutely. 23andMe really focuses on helping people understand and use their DNA information.
So no matter what you're looking for.
Ancestry, health risks, fun facts about yourself.
They want to empower you with that information.
It's all about you.
But it seems like TellmeGen is going super deep.
With all those reports.
Right. Hundreds of reports. And 23andMe is focusing more on a user-friendly experience.
A more streamlined approach.
But they both seem committed to empowering people with their DNA.
That's the common thread. They both want to help you learn more about yourself.
Okay, so to understand how they get us those insights, let's talk about the tech a little bit.
Let's peek behind the curtain.
Exactly. TellmeGen uses something called genotyping.
They analyze over 750,000 genetic markers.
Okay, so break that down for me. What is genotyping?
Imagine your DNA is a giant instruction manual for your body.
Okay.
Genotyping is like looking for typos in that manual.
Typos?
Yeah, little variations in the instructions that are connected to certain traits or health risks or even your ancestry.
Interesting.
So the more markers they analyze, the more accurate the results.
Got it. So it's like casting a wider net to get more information.
Exactly.
Now, TellmeGen also mentions that their lab is ISO 9001.2015 accredited. What does that mean? Like, for me, if I'm taking the test...
That's basically a seal of approval. It means the lab meets some super high standards for quality and accuracy. Think of it as like the gold standard for a DNA testing lab. So you know your sample's being handled with a ton of care.
Okay, so they're focused on accuracy.
Big time.
Now, 23andMe also uses genotyping, but focuses on specific genetic variants, the ones linked to health, ancestry, and traits.
It's like they've already highlighted the most important parts of that instruction manual.
They know where to look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's really impressive is they're the only company in this space to get FDA authorization.
Oh, wow.
In all 4 major health categories.
Which are?
Genetic health risk, cancer predisposition, pharmacogenetics, and carrier status.
That's a big deal, right?
Huge. It means the FDA has looked at their testing and said, yep, it's accurate.
Yeah.
Especially for those specific health reports.
It gives them credibility.
Definitely.
Hey.
Especially for people who might be a little unsure about at-home testing.
All right, so both companies are using really sophisticated technology.
Cutting edge.
But they're going about it in different ways. TellmeGen's casting a wide net.
Covering a ton of different topics.
And 23andMe is more focused.
With a smaller set of reports.
But they have that FDA approval.
Right.
But with all this cool tech, who are they trying to reach? Who are they marketing to?
Well, TellmeGen seems to be appealing to a broad audience.
Like all ages.
Yeah, all ages, backgrounds, anyone who's curious about their health and ancestry.
They're making it clear that genetic testing isn't just for the rich and famous.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
They really emphasize accessibility and affordability.
I even saw that they say their tests can be helpful for kids.
Yeah, they talk about how it can help parents make healthier choices.
By knowing their child's genetic predispositions?
Right. Potentially intervene early with lifestyle changes and things like that.
It's an interesting idea.
It can be a bit controversial, though.
How so?
Well, some people feel it's ethically questionable to test kids before they can consent.
I can see that.
But TellmeGen frames it as empowering parents with information.
Okay. Now, 23andMe also targets a broad audience, but their marketing feels more about the individual's story.
It's all about self-discovery.
They show people using the test to find out about their ancestry.
Connecting with lost relatives.
Or understanding their health risks.
It's tapping into that desire we all have to know where we come from and who we are.
So it's about more than just biology.
It's about enriching your life.
With a sense of belonging and connection.
Exactly.
So TellmeGen is focusing on health and wellness potential.
All the ways DNA can help you make informed decisions about your health.
And 23andMe is highlighting the personal journey.
Like the emotional side of DNA testing?
Both are compelling but different.
Appealing to different motivations for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about how much these journeys are going to cost.
Everybody wants to know, right?
Yeah, TellmeGen keeps it pretty simple.
Straightforward.
2 main kits, the Advanced Kit and the Starter Kit.
Advanced gives you over 400 reports for $149.
Okay.
And Starter has fewer reports, but it's only $89.
Okay, so that's not bad at all.
Especially considering how much information you get.
Right. And what's really cool is TellmeGen offers lifetime updates.
For free.
So you're not just paying for a one-time thing. You get updates as science progresses.
Huge selling point. Because new discoveries are happening all the time.
It's like future-proofing your DNA knowledge.
Exactly.
Now, 23andMe's pricing is a little more complicated.
There are a few different tiers.
Their basic Ancestry service is $99.
But if you want health reports, you have to go up to the Health Plus Ancestry service for $199.
Okay.
And then there's the premium tiers.
Oh, boy.
So 23andMe Plus Premium starts at $199. But then there's a $69 yearly subscription.
What does that get you?
That gives you more specialized reports and features. And if you want everything,
the whole shebang,
then there's 23andMe Plus Total Health, $999 up front, plus a $499 yearly subscription.
Wow, so 23andMe can get pretty pricey.
If you want all the bells and whistles, yeah.
But they do offer different options.
So you can pick what fits your budget and what you're looking for.
All right. So we've got a sense of their prices. But how do they stack up in terms of strengths and weaknesses?
Let's break it down.
What are some things that TellmeGen is really good at?
Well, their comprehensive reports are definitely a strength.
Because they cover so much.
Over 400 traits and conditions. So you get a really complete picture of your DNA.
And those free lifetime updates, those are a game changer.
No question. You're not just getting a report, you're getting a constantly evolving understanding of your DNA.
Awesome. What else?
They seem to really prioritize customer service, too. They offer consultations with experts.
Like you can talk to a geneticist?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
To help you understand your results, it's a nice personal touch.
Okay, so where does TellmeGen fall short?
Well, they're not as well known as 23andMe.
They're newer.
Right. So they haven't built up that brand recognition yet. And having so many reports can be overwhelming.
Too much information.
Yeah, it can be hard to know where to start.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about 23andMe? What are their strengths?
Definitely brand recognition. They've been around forever, and everybody knows their name.
Practically invented the at-home DNA test.
Pretty much. Their massive user base is another big strength.
Especially for people interested in Ancestry.
Exactly. More users means more potential matches when you're building your family tree.
Makes sense.
And of course, having that FDA authorization for their health reports gives them a lot of credibility.
People trust that.
Absolutely. It's like having a doctor sign off on your results. And they also have a really strong research program.
Oh, yeah. What are they doing?
Partnering with big pharmaceutical companies like GSK to do research on personalized medicine.
So they're not just focused on individuals.
They're pushing the boundaries of genetic science.
That's impressive.
Yeah, they're using their data to fuel research that could lead to new treatments.
Cool. But even 23andMe has some weaknesses, right?
Of course, nobody's perfect. One thing is their subscription model for premium features.
You have to keep paying.
Yeah, if you want access to certain reports and features.
That can add up.
It does, especially compared to TellmeGen's lifetime updates.
And haven't there been concerns about data privacy with 23andMe?
There have been some. People are worried about how they share data with other companies and researchers.
It's a tricky balance, right?
Very tricky. Scientific progress versus individual privacy. Something to think about for sure.
Absolutely. So it sounds like both companies are trying to walk that fine line.
Using DNA data for good while still protecting people's privacy.
Important to keep in mind. Okay, Let's talk about what actual users have to say about these companies.
Let's get into the customer reviews.
Yeah, what are people saying about their experiences with TellmeGen and 23andMe?
Time to hear from the people who've actually taken the test.
This is where it gets interesting, right?
Yeah, hearing from real people.
They're the ones who actually took the tests.
They got the results.
Yeah. So TellmeGen seems to have some really positive reviews.
Especially for the price.
Yeah.
People are impressed with how much you get.
Yeah, especially with the lifetime updates.
It's like a subscription to your DNA.
Totally. Have you seen any cool stories from TellmeGen users?
Yeah. I read a review from a woman who used the pharmacogenetics report.
The one about medications.
Yeah. To figure out why some medications weren't working for her.
And did it help?
She found out she had a gene that affected how she processed those drugs.
Oh.
So she talked to her doctor and found different treatments that worked better.
So it actually helped her get better health care.
It empowered her to advocate for herself.
That's amazing. Okay, what about 23andMe?
People love how easy 23andMe is to use.
Like their website and the reports.
Yeah, it's very user-friendly.
So you don't have to be a tech expert to use it.
Not at all. And their Ancestry reports are a big hit.
What are people saying?
People are blown away by the level of detail.
And finding relatives they didn't even know they had.
Yeah, it's a really emotional experience for some people. They're uncovering family secrets, finding long-lost cousins.
It's like DNA matchmaking.
Absolutely.
Okay, but have you seen any negative reviews?
There have been some complaints about 23andMe's health reports.
Oh, really? Like what?
Some people say their results didn't match up with their actual health or family history.
Well, that's concerning.
It's important to remember that these tests are looking at probabilities.
Not giving a diagnosis.
Exactly. It's more like a roadmap, showing you potential health paths.
Not a crystal ball.
Right. It's about understanding predispositions.
Not freaking out about every little thing.
And your genes are only one part of the story.
Right. Your lifestyle matters too.
Exactly. Your environment, family history, all of that plays a role.
It's like a recipe.
You've got the ingredients list, that's your genes.
Oh, okay.
But how you combine them, that's your lifestyle. And that determines the final dish, which is your health.
Perfect analogy. Okay, so we've talked about a lot.
We have companies, technology, target audiences, pricing, strengths, weaknesses, customer reviews.
I think we've got a good foundation.
Yeah. Now we need to help you make a decision.
Right. So let's break it down head to head.
TellmeGen versus 23andMe.
If you want the most comprehensive look at your DNA, TellmeGen is the winner.
Over 400 reports, covering pretty much everything.
And don't forget the lifetime updates.
You're basically getting new information forever.
But if you're mainly interested in health,
especially things that the FDA has looked at,
then 23andMe is a better choice.
Their health reports have that extra layer of trust and credibility.
Plus, their Ancestry features are really impressive.
If you want to explore your family history, 23andMe has the edge.
Larger user base, more detailed reports.
It's like a DNA time machine.
Okay, now let's talk about price. TellmeGen is definitely more affordable.
Especially with the lifetime updates. You pay once and you're done.
With 23andMe, it can get expensive, especially with the premium features.
You're basically choosing between buying a house and renting an apartment.
Interesting way to look at it.
TellmeGen is like buying. You pay up front and you own it.
And 23andMe is renting, more flexible, but you keep paying.
Exactly. So it really depends on your needs and what you're hoping to get out of the test.
What's most important to you?
What are you hoping to learn about yourself?
Do you want all the details or just specific insights?
And how important is that FDA approval to you?
These are all things to consider.
We've given you the information.
Now it's your turn.
Think about what you want to discover.
Imagine holding that DNA test in your hand.
You're about to unlock the secrets of your DNA.
What are you most curious about? What's hidden in your genes just waiting to be discovered?
It's like choosing your own adventure.
Right.
Each test takes you down a different path.
So true. Okay, before you make your final decision, let's do one last comparison.
A side-by-side.
Highlight some key features.
To help you solidify your choice.
Exactly. So first, let's talk about the reports.
TellmeGen is like the friend who tells you everything.
They give you all the details.
400+ reports covering everything you can imagine, from your health risks to like whether you're afraid of heights.
It's a lot.
It is. 23andMe is more selective.
Okay.
They focus on the areas that have been really well researched.
Especially for health.
And they have that FDA authorization.
So you know those reports are legit.
For sure. So if you're really focused on health insights, 23andMe might be the way to go.
But if you want to know everything about your DNA, TellmeGen is the winner.
All the details, even the quirky stuff.
Now let's talk about Ancestry. They both offer ancestry reports and relative finders.
But 23andMe has a much bigger database.
Way more users.
So you have a better chance of finding matches and connecting with relatives.
It's like a giant family tree.
And their ancestry reports are super detailed.
You can see where your ancestors came from.
Like going back hundreds of years, tracing your family's journey across continents.
Amazing. Okay, now, the big question. Price. TellmeGen wins on price.
Hands down. Especially with those lifetime updates.
Pay once, get updates forever.
23andMe can get expensive.
Yeah, especially if you want those premium features.
It's the difference between buying a house and renting an apartment.
Okay, explain that one.
TellmeGen is like buying a house. You pay up front, you own it.
Okay.
23andMe is like renting. More flexible, but you keep paying.
I like that analogy. Okay, so we've covered it all.
TellmeGen and 23andMe. Inside and out.
We've looked at their technology, their reports, their pros and cons.
Even talked about some of the ethical stuff.
So now the decision is yours.
Which path will you choose?
What are you waiting for? The secrets of your DNA are out there. Go discover them.